Alligator Alcatraz just broke ground in Florida's Everglades. In a month, 5,000 criminal aliens will check into their swamp suites. The tents are up, the trailers are parked, and the gators are on patrol. It's getting built faster than Biden's electric car chargers. And if Jose tries to make a break for it, hope he can swim like Phelps.
Tomorrow, President Trump will travel to the great state of Florida to attend the opening of a new illegal alien detention center located at Dade-Collier Training and Transition Airport alongside Secretary Kristi Noem, Governor Ron DeSantis, Congressman Byron Donalds, and other state and local leaders. We hope to see many of you there. The facility is in the heart of the Everglades and will be informally known as Alligator Alcatraz. There is only one road leading in, and the only way out is a one-way flight. It is isolated and surrounded by dangerous wildlife and unforgiving terrain. The facility will have up to 5,000 beds to house, process, and deport criminal illegal aliens. This is an efficient and low-cost way to help carry out the largest mass deportation campaign in American history.
This 30-square-mile area is completely surrounded by the Everglades. Presents a efficient, low-cost opportunity to build a temporary detention facility because you don't need to invest that much in the perimeter. People get out, there's not much waiting for them other than alligators and pythons. Nowhere to go, nowhere to hide. Within just 30 to 60 days after we begin construction, it could be up and running and could house as many as 1,000 criminal aliens. This presents a great opportunity for the state of Florida to work with Miami-Dade and Collier counties. Alligator Alcatraz, we're ready to go.
Find it in your hearts to pray for these people who are lost so that they can become human beings again. Because we need, if they're human beings again, this will stop.
What's going on, guys? Thank you for the continued support to the platform. Breaking news. I have breaking news. Trump's big, beautiful bill moves on from the Senate after having a tie-broken vote by Vice President J.D. Vance, so we'll move on to the next step. But that's not what this video is about. This video is about Alligator Alcatraz. In the state of Florida, Governor Ron DeSantis has been working with the Trump administration to open a facility to house up to 5,000 undocumented illegal immigrants as they await deportation. This is a facility that's set in the Miami Everglades. All right, they're about 50, 60 miles from any sort of civilization. And if you know anything about the Everglades, you know that it's crawling with alligators and pythons, along with probably some of the biggest, most aggressive mosquitoes in all of America. So if these people attempt or have any even thought of breaking out of this place and making a run for the mainland, they're going to have a treacherous journey ahead of them. And hey, I'm all for it. All right, Trump gave these people a chance. The administration gave these people a chance to self-deport. And shout out to the over 1 million people that have taken that opportunity, that have said, hey, maybe they came into the country the wrong way over the last 4 years, even though, you know, were they technically breaking a law at the time? I don't know, because the way that the southern border was opened up on day one of the Biden administration, I don't know. But these people can now go home and now have the opportunity to go about it the legal way of coming back into the country. Before I move on, if it's your first time, welcome. Other than that, welcome back.
One-stop shop, you got it all. You got the detention facility, you've got the airport. Can the federal government make good use of this?
We sure can. Talk about efficiency right then and there. But also I want to talk about the funding for this. Some of it will be paid by the state of Florida, but a lot of it will be paid by the federal government. We're actually looking at FEMA to fund this through the Shelter and Services Program, which we saw in the Biden administration. That funding was bastardized to use for places like the Roosevelt Hotel, which is the place that housed Tren de Aragua, was really the base of operations there, as well as Laken Riley's killer. So we're going to take that funding and actually house these illegal aliens before we get them out the door and out of our country.
All the stuff that goes into intake and processing of illegals, you're seeing this put up. This is all 24 hours. 24 hours from now, you're going to see even more. And by Tuesday, this will be able to have intake of illegals.
And you've thought of everything. Okay, so there are 4 gigantic tents. Let's come on over here, Governor. And people are thinking, okay, you're in the middle of the Everglades. It's hot. That would explain why you've got this bank of air conditioners here.
Yeah, so I mean, this is going to be, illegals will come in, they'll be processed. There'll be places for them to be housed. You'll have an ability for food. You'll have an ability for them to consult legal rights if they have that, because there is a process that's involved with this.
Today, Tuesday, July 1st, 2025, Alligator Alcatraz is officially going to be open for business. All right, this took less than 2 months from startup to finish. This was already like an abandoned airport facility that was just randomly in the middle of the Everglades for some reason. It has a runway and everything. So what they're thinking is that they can house these illegal immigrants, and then they can have the planes that are either coming to pick up the immigrants or going to take them to whatever country they're from, that it could all just take place right at that facility. There's no need to bus them miles and miles away and plane them here and there. They can do it all here. Florida has to be given credit. It has an infrastructure that can adapt and mobilize better than probably the best in this country that I've seen. Okay, we saw the terrible response to the wildfires in California, but Florida gets hit with hurricanes pretty much every year. And unless it's like a really, really bad one, you don't really hear much about them because they always have a response in place. And that being said, we have to give Governor Ron DeSantis his credit, okay, from even how he handled COVID and having Florida probably be the only prospering state at that time. He is probably one of the best governors in the country. I think him, along with Governor Abbott, that have shown their ability to respond in the face of crisis. I think that for president in 2028, and I know a lot of people like J.D. Vance, I know a lot of people would like to see a number of other Republicans on the ballot, but I think that Governor DeSantis probably has one of the strongest arguments, but he just can't pull up to the debates wearing those cowboy boots or high heel shoes or something like that again. This is going to be Air Force One touching down at Alligator Alcatraz. Day one open for business. The Big Don got to make an appearance. All right, but before he actually got there, let's check out some words that he had to say back at the White House before he took flight.
The snakes are fast, but alligators are big. We're going to teach them how to run away from an alligator, okay? If they escape prison. How to run away. Don't run in a straight line. Run like this. And you know what? Your chances go up about 1%. Okay? Not a good thing.
There he is, giving some advice, some wonderful advice to these migrants if they go to the Alligator Alcatraz and decide to run away. Don't run in a straight line. Run, just zigzag. You know what I'm saying? But that's why I love covering him from a journalistic standpoint, man. This guy is going to be pure entertainment. If you are a journalist, whether you're for Trump or anti-Trump, you gotta love covering him because it's always gonna be something every single day. And speaking of, let's get to what he had to say about Joe Biden.
Hey, yep. Biden wanted me in here, okay? That's it. He wanted me. It didn't work out that way, but he wanted me in here, that son of a bitch.
Yo, I love my president, yo. And shout out to his Gulf of America hat, yo. I need to order me one of those, yo. That's tough.
You're calling it Alligator Alcatraz. Are you kidding me? If you missed it, Trump is headed to a low-cost immigrant detention camp built by Ron DeSantis in the Florida Everglades. According to Triple K Caroline, quote, the only way out is via a one-way flight, and it's surrounded by dangerous wildlife. You cannot be serious.
But of course, you have these people that are against the deportation efforts, these liberals that apparently only see the migrants and the foreigners as people to, clean their houses and make their tacos and tortillas and pick their tomatoes and avocados. Apparently, they see these people for them, so they're willing to fight and go hard for these people. For, I don't get it. But just notice this is taking place in Florida, right? This is in California, D.C., New York, right? Notice how none of these people seem to pass the lines that divide the street from the walkway. None of them. Now, I bet you if this was in any liberal city, you take your pick, they would order the police to stand down and allow these people to block all of these trucks from coming and going, you know, and trapping people. And that's perfectly fine in these liberal hellholes. But because this is in the great state of Florida, you know, that can't take place, even though it's taking place in Miami, where, you know, heads up, if you're an illegal in Miami, I would get on a dinghy and go back to where you came from. I would self-deport, because if they get a hold of you, this is where you're headed. All right, you already know Miami. To go anywhere in Miami, you got to speak Spanish. You got to press 1 for English, 2 for Spanish. And good luck to y'all. If you made it this far in the video, I appreciate you. And to help get this message out to even more people, it goes a far way for the channel if you subscribe, like the video, and drop a comment to join in on the conversation. What do you think about President Trump and his administration teaming up with Governor Ron DeSantis to open up Alligator Alcatraz? July 1st, 2025. This happened today as of the recording of the video. Alligator Alcatraz is open for business to house 5,000 illegal, undocumented immigrants that have refused the Trump administration's offers to go back to your country. They were even giving people at one point $1,000 to go about your way. Now, since you don't want to, I guess that it's safe to assume that these people are violent people. It's safe to assume that at the very least that they're not law-abiding people. And hey, if you get caught, where you're off to is 50 to 60 miles off of the coast of civilization in the Everglades of Florida, in this facility surrounded by pythons and alligators. And good luck to anybody that gets any type of balls and wants to say that they're going to escape from there. You're going to be torn apart by the mosquitoes. You're going to be torn limb from limb by these alligators, and then your body's never going to be found because the pythons are going to swallow you whole. I'm willing to bet that there are already people that have gone missing in the Everglades. So if the prisoners, if the illegals, if the undocumented, whatever they want to call themselves, foreigners, if they want to take that journey through the Everglades, hey, or are you on the other side? Do you think that this is inhumane for people to be treated like this? The Trump administration and Governor Ron DeSantis and all conservatives, they are looking at these brown people, black people, whatever people as if they are less than human. And they're putting them to be in these subhuman conditions. They say that there's ACs. Who knows how long they'll be running for? They could probably knock out the power on those, and then these people will just be people in cages, similar to what we saw a few years ago going on at the southern border. If Trump and his cronies could treat people like this, it's only a matter of time before they start extending it to anybody that they don't agree with. I'm of the belief that if you want to come to this country, this is a beautiful country of foreigners, full of opportunity, but you got to come over here the right way. All right, my parents are foreigners as well that immigrated to this country legally. Got their citizenship, their paperwork. That's what you do. You wait your time, you buy your time, and you don't commit any crimes. And then eventually you'll get what you've been looking for. And we want you to be here. But we want to make sure that it's the right people that are coming to contribute and not coming to destroy our communities, not coming to live amongst our family members and putting them at danger because these were MS-13 members or Sinaloa cartel members or something. That's all we're saying. We want to know who is coming, just as if I went to Mexico. They want my passport. They want to see who I am, where I'm coming from, all of that. They're not going to give me anything free, no free handouts, nothing. They're going to tell me, figure it all out myself. And, you know, at least in America, you're getting a helping hand, but you can't abuse the system. And that's what I feel like these people have done for the past 4 years. I'm interested to know whatever your thoughts are in the comment section. Till the next video, baby, be safe as we make America great again.